drafted in the top 5 of the 2010 MLB draft played in that game yesterday. Crazy stat. For the love of God, no Ben Brown, texter says. Really?
All caps, too.
All caps.
312-644-6767. We're going to take a quick trip to Vegas, bring in our buddy Mike Palm, find out what play is this weekend. We'll also find out what play is on the Cubs' favorite this week. Mully and Hawk, Chicago Sports Radio.
The Cubs win the NL Wild Card Series. Busch drives for the air. This ball's got a chance. Go! Swing a high ball over center. Cubs have won the National League Wild Card Series. They now advance to the NLDS to take on the Brewers in Milwaukee starting tomorrow. First pitch, 1-0. Pat, Run, and Zach bring you all the action to the opening broadcast of the game right here on 670 The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Brought to BattleStreetKeep.com because confidence should never cost a fortune. 3-1 the final, and the Cubs win Game 3, survive and advance. It's not like the Brewers in the National League. Scores to fill you in on Yankees take care of the Red Sox 4-0. The Yankees are not going to beat the Blue Jays. Tigers end the Guardian season. The Tigers are at the Mariners. Dodgers at the Phillies. That one on Saturday. 5:38 first pitch. 5 weeks time in the NFL season. Tonight, 49ers take care of the Rams. 26-23 in overtime, despite the 49ers being a 9-point underdog. Bears are on the bye. They're at the Commanders for Monday Night Football, 13th of this month. The Score Update Studio brought to you by HomeLoanStreetTeam.com because confidence should never cost a fortune.
Back in 60 seconds on The Score.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, proudly presents the star of the show,
Mike Hall. Vice President of Operations of Circa, the D and Golden Gate. Twitter, at Mike Palm Circa.
Why don't I take you somewhere else?
Los Angeles Vegas with Mike Hall. Sponsored by Circa Sports Illinois. Celebrating the Wade Circuit with Mully and Hall on 670 The Score.
Remember what happened in Vegas, Dave?
Ooh, 4.
Minus 115 Cubs, minus 105. So basically, Cubs, it's probably going to take a comeback up and years straight years I bet him for Cy Young, and he never really gave it a good run. He has been better than this year. He's got the pitches that more than he has in the last handful of years. But that being said, I think the Brewers have an edge in game 1, so I would wait until after game 1 if you want to bet the Cubs.
That's good advice. I'm curious if
so did Tyler Glasgow in game 2. Remember the National League skipped Sunday. They played game 2 on Monday.
into their postseason. The Dodgers are starting to hit again, and I fear them. I do.
The Cubs and Brewers have such an advantage over these other teams. You think about the Dodgers, Phillies, travel. How about the Tigers? Mary, how about that? That's crazy. And then you got the Yankees around the corner. If you look at their relative advantages, just because of geography, maybe resting in a bullpen that needs that kind of approach. Cubs and Brewers, that series is you're an hour away from each other. Winner of this series wins the World Series. Is that what you're saying? I do wonder if people think that. I don't know that I want to go that far. Yeah, I don't. All right, we'll be right back with your call. 312-44-67-67. It's Chloe and on the score.
As the Cubs face off with the Brewers in the NLDS, get the best recap and reaction to every game right here. Molly and Howard, Amy Harrison Group, straight to the home. And your reaction to Craig Counsell.
I'm fired up to go, man. It's going to be a great series. It's a very good, really, really good baseball team.
Always live on the free Odyssey iHeartRadio. 20 Show with Molly and Ha. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the score.
Oh.
Monday night, 7:33 game. First pitch, 8:08. Game 3 and 4 back at Wrigley. Wednesday and Thursday, game 5. Saturday back.
6.
You wonder what that team will be in terms of
You don't care.
their rotation. Well, you don't care, but it's in that context that we hear Manny Machado going after one of the Padre team guys. And There we go. Good morning.
Having to do with the playoffs, and the statistics was of the teams
So,
Good point.
they gotta excellent. You're up to. Well, they got the
Michael Bush saved the day.
But those four together, they're all trending in pieces, right?
Well, I want to believe that about Kyle Tucker. I
And
think
then we saw carryover. He got that 9-minute hit in a loss, and it carried over.
I hope so. I hope celebrating much. I just wonder where they're not.
where he was. I've got a vibe about Kyle Tucker. I'm not quite sure where he is. Seeing him,
LA.
no. I think he's gonna find. I know I am watching him closely this year because his body language holds pretty much the ball in the outfield. He was far from first base. He wasn't stopping. He wasn't sprinting.
Ultimate Fighting champion, and he's playing this guy, and it's supposed to be a departure for him. Like, he's not just like the,
Not gonna lie.
you gotta get a
What you read of the lyrics during the break, I think I went past on that one.
They were talking about his fiancée, and
Ah, damn it. I mean, I'll play, but not that good.
Threw out the first pitch, called the last out. What a night.
Let's try Keith. He's in Charlotte. I don't know if that is not the answer, just to go with his normal reps. But what I would like to see is if I can either Assad or somebody to come in behind to give this middle relief an opportunity. And you can't give a game away. But if you hope to find some way to get through Saturday without using those guys and then reset that pitching lineup into the going into Monday, with the days off, the rest come into this series, all of a sudden you're in a much better position than you are after these guys, pitch high leverage, after just pitching high leverage for the first time, in years for all of them. So I think the one question that needs to be answered is, can the offense come through on Saturday high leverage for the first time, in years for all of them? So I think the one question that needs to be answered is, can the offense come through on Saturday and keep the high leverage being the case? And if it is it Assad and maybe somebody else that takes the reins just for Saturday? Not to give the game away, but at least give the Cubs an opportunity to reset those guys going into the rest of the series, which I think really sets them up well from 2 through 5 at that point. So, whatever you thought. I mean, I like it. I like the plan to score runs, but you're facing their best pitcher.
I think that that's fine.
But I mean, we've had 6 losses in 3 games. So, I mean, presumably, can you hope for more than 3 out of this lineup based on what you said? What do you need?
That would be a reasonable expectation for the lineup because 7.
Oh, shoot. Straight in. I'll be all straight in. I'll be all straight. I'll be all straight in. I'll be all straight in. I'll be all par.
From what it was against the Padres.
No, the approach can't change.
So, is it anybody come to mind? Because I'll tell you where I'm going with this.
Yeah. Tell me.
I don't know. I am kind of. I'm sorry. It's a leading question. I don't know what they think about Shota Imanaga right now. Anyway. And I don't know to what degree he lost some of the confidence that the show Trent Thompson was showing in Showtime. And it was not important.
Is the grill open?
Yeah, I haven't got the deep fryer on yet.
I don't need the deep fryer.
He doesn't need it back.
I need 2 grilled cheese, well done, please.
Okay.
Does that mean burn ups?
Well, in some cases, I'm okay with a little burn on the toast. That works. I mean, I normally do that at home. Hi, Steve. Good. Good morning. No golf today?
No.
Day of rest, huh?
Never on Friday.
Never on Friday?
Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. That's enough for these old balls.
Yeah. I hear ya.
It's not like they have 14 offensive linemen that are active and you can just put like an entire section. You have to have some of your guys like that.
It's also the type of thing that you notice when the guy gets hurt. He's been out there the entire time.
Right, he's been out there for years.
You just don't notice it because you don't think about it.
Marissa up the north.
It's not.
Flex regarding
Good.
organization Brian Kelly.
think he's got something going on Sunday in the tavern.
Sure, his reputation as a tough guy is well deserved, but I'm just wondering, is he misstep by the team or simply just a bad news on his concussions during the career? There's definitely some risk baked into his career. It's not like a hidden back when he's had some different injury issues. It's not like a 17-game career. So they took a risk on him. So when he's in there, he's been one of the best pass protecting centers in the league. And he was the easiest plug and play. It's your biggest problem player on the free.
Personally, I have one is I still endorse the idea of the sign. Two is I think you can like among all the guys who are out, you can't be like, I'm going to really get back into this guy, get back up. I will say this, I am surprised that they banked on Michael Jerkins being the backup center. Like I would have signed, and again, not a Pro Bowl player, but I would have signed someone who had started some games, might be a little bit long in the tooth, but just in case. Like I think that's a fair second guess. But as far as the original signing of Kelly, I still thought the idea was a good idea because he did bring a certain snarl and ability that you've been lacking.
You think Garrett Bradbury is better than Michael Jordan? Yeah, probably accurate, right? And that's a pitfall that they have found themselves in, which is they went out and they upgraded center, and then they upgraded left guard in the draft. You're just like not only are you right back to where you were with your offensive line, you're a step or two behind. This is actually a worse offensive line than the one that you were mad at that couldn't get points in the red zone against playoff teams, Lions and Rams. You are now like, and it's not anyone's fault necessarily. Sometimes injuries happen at this bad level, and that's why you have to readjust expectations now. It can't just be blanket, no excuse. There's no excuses. Well, if you're saying that there's no excuses for why the Vikings are not as good as people thought, then you're saying players don't.
Are you a Viking fan?
No, I just like these guys. They're kind of entertaining.
It's all scheme.
I saw them a couple times, maybe a couple years ago, and I just kind of started watching them.
Okay.
10, 20, 25 million. So.
I'm a Packers fan, so I'm getting intel.
At the end of last season, right now.
I'll be honest, when they're not doing very good, they're fun to listen to.
Yeah.
When they're winning, no.
So that means that the problem starting is a National Football League debut. Go get him, kid. Is Cooper kid from Wisconsin, who might be fine ultimately, but like this is, you don't exactly have the most mobile quarterback back there. And I've not seen the Browns injury reports for the designation on Myles Garrett yet. Like there's a lot of factors here that are going to be very interesting to see how they sort of scheme up a game plan to try to protect Carson Wentz.
And speaking of the quarterback, there's a bunch of quarterback-related questions here that we can get into after a shout-out to North American Banking Company, Minnesota-based since 1998. And if you're thinking about buying a new home or tackling your renovation, financing
Oh, okay.
Peace of mind about where you bank. Also, they can handle the basic.
I think you got a couple texts too, if you need them.
On my phone?
Yeah.
They are specialists in personal relationships and cutting-edge online tools, and they will notice the difference if you transfer your bank needs over to North American Bank. Go to nabankco.com/Mackie to learn more. That's nabankco.com/Mackie. Member FDIC.
How you doing? $4. That's $2 a month. Oh, I know.
Play your first $5 and get $100 in bonus bucks. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that's why I'm staying here. That's my strategy. It's supposed to be cooler at this time of year. How about this?
It's funny, I was at Game Day Men's Health, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, and I'm walking in the lobby, and the guy was just on the outside, like by the elevator bay, he had a Viking shirt on, he goes, oh my god, are you acting for
I don't think you can overcook them as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, I might be able to. You haven't seen me cook.
Yeah. I know my wife, she don't like me to cook toast at home because you get the smoke and then it stinks out the house.
Well, I should be able to do them good, because a lot of times the first grilled cheese, whenever somebody gets a grilled cheese, like the first one inevitably almost always gets burnt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's like you get to the point where you're like, well, either it's done or it's not, and you decide, I'm going to leave it a little while longer. Then somebody comes in, and then you get something by the time you get back.
No. I don't.
It's burned.
I'm not that concerned about that. I mean, if one has to, you can always scrape off that black part.
You taking them out there with you?
No, sir, I take them home.
You're gonna get a text from me because it wasn't delivered when I said where are you.
Oh, okay.
It's like,
He's here.
Yeah.
I know. He wasn't at 8 o'clock though.
That like button, the subscribe button. You can also help us on the audio side, Apple, Spotify, by giving us a 5-star rating and a positive review. Dan Kraft says, a month from now, the Browns will know more about Dylan Gabriel than the Vikings know about J.J. McCarthy. Is that a fair statement?
At the rate we're going, absolutely it's fair. I mean, we still don't know. We have no idea when McCarthy's going to come back, because the hope was to get him back into practice today or this week at some point in time, and he wasn't going to play obviously on Sunday, but the hope was to get him back on the field. He's not yet. He probably, in retrospect, if they had him to do it again, what they know, they probably would have left him here.
What's that?
That fire's going pretty good.
But yeah, I think that's incredibly fair. Look, I mean, this is we talked about this. This is a big concern. This is the biggest concern is not how he worked on the field, it's the availability, because it doesn't matter if you're great or you're terrible if we can't find out. So yes, I think that's right now that is a very fair statement that the Browns are getting far more and have gotten far more